Hello, in this video I'm going to be using factors and divisibility to compare the metric and imperial measurement systems. I've got a ruler here that has both metric measures on one side and imperial markings on the other side. Imperial refers to the British Empire, and it's the system that has inches and feet and yards, etc. The metric system comes from France. It was invented there, and it uses a measurement system based on base 10, where every unit is 10 times the unit below and 10 less than, or 10 times less than the one above it. So for example, millimeters, centimeters, decimeters, and meters. It's called the decimal system as well as a result. Decimal referring to deke, 10. All right, so we're going to start with the metric system. And the base measure on this ruler, these values here, are centimeters. So 1 meter contains 100 centimeters in the metric system. If I consider the divisibility of this value of 100, I could divide a meter into 2 half meters. That would be 2 pieces of 50 centimeters. Okay, so I'm looking at factors of 100. To look at all the different ways that I could divide up a 1 meter or 100 centimeter length. In the case of divisibility, what we're talking about is dividing and creating portions that are whole numbers. So I'm not interested in decimal values. I'm only interested in whole number divisions. So 100 can be divided into 2 groups of 50. It can also be divided into 4 groups of 25. It could be divided into 5 groups of 20 centimeters in length. And it could be divided into 10 groups of 10 centimeters in length. Those are all of the ways that a 100 centimeter length can be divided evenly into whole number portions. So if I was being asked to list the factors of 100, factors of 100 include I'm going to use scroll brackets in order to represent this because it's a list of values, not an equation or expression. The scroll brackets are kind of like an S shape and then a backwards S shape. So I have 1, I have 2, 4, 5, and 10. 10 is times itself, so I'm not going to repeat that one. 5 was times 20, 4 was 25, 2 was 50, and then 100. So this is the complete list or set of all factors of 100. All right, let's compare that to the imperial system of measurement. So on this ruler here, you see that I've got 12 inches represented. That's 1 foot. So in the imperial system, the measurement that is closest to a meter is called a yard. And often you'll hear people refer to a yardstick instead of a meter stick because they're similar in length. A yard is a little bit shorter. So 1 yard is 3 feet long. And this is a 1 foot ruler here that I've got. 1 foot contains 12 inches. So I can do a second conversion here and say that 1 yard contains 12 times 3 inches. Right, 12 inches times 3 feet. So 1 yard contains 36 inches. So instead of having a ratio of 1 to 100, I am starting from a 1 to 36, because an inch is much bigger than a centimeter. So then if I'm looking at the factors of 36, I've got 1 and 36. That's one of the sets of factors. I've also got 2 times 18, two groups of 18 inches. Inches are indicated, instead of with notation like cm, it's like this, 2 little hash marks. So if I was breaking 36 inches into even sections, whole number sections, I could do 2 sections of 18. I could also break 36 into 3 sections of 12 inches. I could break it into 4 sections of 9 inches in length. And I could group it into 6 sections of 6 inches in length. So, based on this information, the factors of 36. Again, I'm going to use scroll brackets because I'm making a list of values, not an expression. And my list includes that 1 and 36, which was my starting place. It includes 2, 3, 4, and 6. The 6 is times itself to make 36, so I'm not going to repeat that value. I don't repeat values within a set or a list of numbers, unless it's a data set, and that's a different scenario altogether. So in factors, the factor 6 shows up twice, multiplied by itself, but I only list it once. All right, the 4 was 4 times 9, 3 times 12, 2 times 18, and the 1 times 36. So this is the complete list of factors of 36. So despite the fact that 36 is a much smaller number than 100, the number of ways it can be divided up, the number of divisions that are possible, is the same. So it's quite a rich number in terms of its divisibility. Some other values are less divisible. They are not possible to be divided up in very many ways. I'll give you an example of that. So less divisible would be something like 26. If you think about the ways that 26 can be divided up, you can make 1 times 26, that's one way, and you can do 2 times 13, and that's it. So the number of possible combinations of values that multiply together to make that value of 26 is limited, much fewer possible combinations. So in this case, I would say there are only 4 factors. Whereas for 100 we had 9 factors. also had 9 factors for 36. Each of the values that can divide into a number and create a whole number result is considered a factor.